welcome back, and in this segment we will be talking about the renovation and inauguration of the Islamic Museum in Cairo. The museum was inaugurated yesterday by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and will be open for the public starting Friday, and for a couple of days actually it will be even free of charge, and it's very interesting. It houses one of the most important and most beautiful collection of Islamic artifacts, and joining us right now in the studio to shed more light on that topic and more is Director of the Museums Sector, Dr. Elham Salahuddin. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor. And before we talk about the renovations, let's elaborate on the importance of this great old museum.
Yeah, the Islamic Museum is considered to be the greatest museum in the world because of its collection, the greatest number of collection of Islamic art and Islamic civilization, and also not just made it in Egypt, but it's art of other countries, Arabian countries, African countries, Andalusia, Turkey, Iran. And this is why it's really important museum. It's a number of collection and the kind of collection too.
Yes, Doctor, would you tell us about the division of the museum? Is it divided according to artifacts, or is it dividing according to eras?
Yeah, actually the storyline of the scenario of the museum right now after the bombing or the destroy of the museum, we consider to be on several kinds of display. So it's display according material, display according topic, as display according chronological Islamic period. Right. Yeah, our Islamic order.
Yeah. So talking about the renovations that took place, tell us more about what kind of renovations. In addition, do we have any changes in the technique of the display?
Yes. The last edition, 2010, was considered to display just 1,000 objects and depend on chronology, and this time it's considered to focus on Islamic civilization, not just Islamic art. And also now we have 5,000 objects on display and several kinds of topics. We concentrate on or focus on the creativity of Islamic scientific people, like medicine, like chemistry, like what else, mathematics, and several ones, and also the technician of the Islamic product or Islamic art, like metal, wood, textile, carpets, and this is makes more fertile more than just to focus on motifs or art of Islam, and this is why it's big difference. And also security installation. It's modern one or more accurate one. System, the control room, cameras, tools, everything has changed to be modernized. Yes. Or perfect. Yeah.
Actually, the museum itself, the building itself, is a monument, the way it's constructed and everything. Yeah. Now, when it was renovated, did you keep the older design, or was it changed?
Yeah, we should keep the identity of the building, and this is rules and ethics of old museums. Yes. So we keep the motifs of the building and the decoration, the way of the construction itself, no change on it. But we use more, add something like the ceiling, the artificial ceiling because of the light, because we changed the way of light also. It's a cool light or LED light. And so it needs little change, but not in the identity of the building itself. Yeah.
Talking about what do we have or what is displayed inside the museum, what are the most important, significant objects to talk about?
It's Mus'haf. This is the famous Mus'haf, and this is something very strange because when the museum destroyed the showcases of the Mus'haf, because it's in front of the main gate of the museum, nothing happened of the showcases of Mus'haf. Nothing happened for the Mus'haf itself. So this is something like protected, like Mus'haf protected itself. And this is one of the objects, and also Istor Lab, because it show, this is the object show how far the Islamic people was really developed, and Muslim was the base of European civilization.
Yes.
So you can tell many stories of the creativity of the Muslim people during that time.
Actually, Doctor, many organizations contributed to the restoration. The United Arab Emirates contributed with 50 million Egyptian pounds, the UNESCO with 100,000 US dollars and more. So would you tell us about the collaboration in terms of the restoration of the museum, please?
Yeah. You know that it said at the beginning of 19th century that the heritage is not belongs to a nation, special nation. Like was the Egyptian civilization not belongs just to Egyptian, it belongs to everyone in the world. And this is why the people like Egyptian collection, they feel bad about it and they try to help and all the time. So this is why Emirates, because they are really concerned right now about museums and they're concerned about heritage everywhere. And now they built several museums in their countries, and this is why they paid some amount of money, 49 or almost 50 million Egyptian pounds. And which has really helped us to reconstruct the building and to redisplay and do wonderful things. And UNESCO also, they give some money for the lab or restoration conservation department, and also American Research, they give some money with the Switzerland people for the facade of the building itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there going to be any academic just to help students, researchers in the Islamic arts in general?
Yeah, the director of the museum works a lot on this matter to give some, because we send some of the curator outside and restorer outside for training. And also we focus on the Ministry of Antiquities also on training in cooperation with other countries in Europe and USA. So it will be, and actually they educated well. Our restorers and our curators, the educated well. They have several trainings before, and also they work on scientific matters, even to restore the destroyed object. Yeah.
Well, Doctor, I heard that on Thursday the museum will host a musical ceremony to celebrate the opening and allow media. Well, would you tell us more about that ceremony? That should be today. Yeah. Thursday is today.
Yeah. Today the minister, because yesterday we cannot invite everyone, as you know.
Yes.
And today it's a special party or special events for the rest of our guests.
Yes.
Ambassadors, some people from Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture,
yes.
And also we have the Ministry of Culture all the time offer us with a kind of folklore group or musician people. Yes. So today we have some musician to play some of Arabian music.
Yes.
Also we have the people from Institute, European Institute, our colleagues in the Ministry of Antiquities, and we have a round tour before the celebration from 5 to 6 inside the museum, and Dr. Shoki will explain or interpret the collection for the group.
How are we going to promote the museum for the upcoming?
This is something really important, yeah. As I told you before, that we are lacking of marketing or promotion, and the minister right now is looking for a special company or professional company of marketing, and with you too. It will depend on you to help us, Egyptian television, to help us also for marketing museums in Egypt, all over Egypt, not just in Cairo.
Doctor, the souvenir hall has been adjusted, the location of it. So would you tell us more about that? I heard that it's been located in the center. It used to be in the center, and then now it's at the end of the visitors' path. What's there in that?
You mean the gift shop?
They said the souvenir. Oh, that's the gift shop. No,
Gift shop.
then what other halls have been changed or moved around other than the gift shop?
Actually, the gift shop in the it's a back. It's
Back now.
in the back in the exit way.
Yeah.
Like
Are there
that.
other halls also that have been the artifacts have been moved around, or just that?
Yeah,
part?
sure. There are a lot of changes inside the museum. Some collection here, some collections. It's according the storyline, not according that it's a place. No, it's according to the story. Yeah.
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 But what kind of nationalities or what are the segments we are targeting when it comes to promoting this museum? I'm talking about the nationalities, people in general.
Yeah, actually, Eastern Asia, like Muslim countries, Arabian countries, because Islamic collection. Yeah, and some foreigner too, because like French people also they study a lot of Islamic period.
But by the way, they are very much interested in the Islamic pieces and Islamic architecture in general, the Europeans in general, regardless of
Yeah, because Europe is a
religion.
cultural country.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's amazing for them, and also they cannot deny that the base of their civilization is the Islamic people. And so we can see, we can read it in books and reference in libraries, and they know well, and many of them, they still study the Islamic civilization. Yeah.
I understand also that a hall displaying the Islamic coins and weapons has been added. Now, would you tell us more about that particular
it's a
hall and the
huge number.
significance of it? Yes.
It's special rooms. They call it shuhada, or
The martyrs?
yeah, the martyrs. But it's not special martyrs. So we put a lot of weapons. It's really famous ones, and also maybe thousands of kinds, golden ones, bronze ones, silver ones. So it's one showcases, but it's amounted of coins that give you like something. Yeah, makes you shake from the numbers in front of you. And also our weapons, also it's inlaid of almond, which is really precious. Yeah. And it was many of them, it wasn't on display, were not on display before, never on display before.
So it's for the first time
to be in display. Yeah.
Doctor, you mentioned something in the beginning, the lighting system. And actually lighting is one of the most important tools when it comes to the display of any artifacts or museums in general. So tell us about the changes that took place in this respect.
You know, the museology or museum installation, it's a scientific matters right now. It's kind of study in faculty, especially in America or in USA and Europe too. And it wasn't so famous here. You just to start in Faculty of Helwan to study museum studies, or to have master degree of museum study or undergraduate museum studies. And this why museum in Egypt before was in old fashioned, and they have no enough idea about what's really good for keeping our heritage safe. And so with like a Coptic museum, we have halogen spots, spotlights, and this is not good at all for making or hurt the collection. And the object such a baby, so you should be very careful and very delicate issue. We should take care of it. And this is why in Islamic museum we use cool light and LED light, okay? And sometimes red and sometimes other colors, but and also the showcases, it's from Germany, and also it has special light and a special material, glass material, because not any kind of glass too. And also it's very controlled from inside, so no dust.
Airtight.
So you don't need to open the showcases several times. Cut. Yeah. And accurate humidity, accurate temperature. This makes for so long to keep our heritage safe.
Now, what about the manuscripts? Because also I read in some of the articles that a manuscripts room was added, in addition, of course, to the beautiful Mus'haf, the Quran that you've mentioned, that there is a special manuscripts room.
Yeah, also the special room talks about writing. And it have several small Mus'haf, like tiny, 2 centimeters. If you go and see, this is tiny Mus'haf. And
it's real, and it's universal?
Yeah, it's handmade. It's a handwriting, and I don't know, I don't understand how they could write it, how they wrote it, because it's really tiny. And also we have something from time Prophet Muhammad, and it's some manuscripts talks about science and medicine, and also the steps or evaluation of writing. Or different kind of Arabic writing.
The calligraphy,
yes. Yes, the calligraphy. And the tools of writing too. And we have some stones, not just writing on papers, no, in a stone. And also we have walls, panel, small ones, shows the Kaaba and shows the Medina, and also the motifs of decoration, the manuscript. Flora or writing, whatever, or golden beige, because they use also the gold to decorate with the gold too.
Yes.
So it's the collection of manuscript in Islamic Museum is quite a lot. So we are going to rotate it during the time, because it's also difficult to, or it's very hard for the manuscript to leave it for all the time inside the showcase. We should rotate it from time to time, each 3 months or 6 months, to rotate it and put others, but with the same category and with the same, to serve the storyline too. Yeah.
What about, do we have any to Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing of Allah be upon him, or the caliphs or something like this?
Yeah, it's a manuscript. It has like names of God, and sorry, not names of God, Asma Allah al-Husna.
Yeah, the names of God. Yes.
And this is what I remember. Yeah. They call it, but who knows? Yeah.
Now, I heard that actually you managed almost to restore most of the damaged artifacts, that around 179 artifacts were damaged, and we managed to restore 169, so almost like that's almost the entire of them. Only 10 pieces or more are still under restoration.
Yeah, but you cannot imagine how far. Like Mishka, the Mishka was made, it's made in glass, and destroyed to tiny pieces. Imagine tiny pieces.
And you did all that?
Yeah, they did it. These young restorers, they are really marvelous. I cannot believe it. If you look to the small pieces thrown away everywhere in the museum on the floor, and they collected with delicate and accurate, and then they study and look, bring the photos and books similar, and they set and. It's like the jewel guy when they start to make the, and also they have pieces made of ceramic, and this is huge object was inlaid with little piece of ceramic. Also, some part of it is destroyed, and it was really hard work. They came in the morning and stay all the day in the museum till evening, more than evening too, and the people also the mounting people objects who mount the collection during the display time. Also, it was really hard because we have really heavy objects, and it was difficult for them to mount it or to display it. So 3 years, it's a difficult work for them. And for me too, sometimes.
Talking about the importance of museums, just as you mentioned right now, and abroad actually they are making it something that is really of top priority when it comes to the education, teaching students, even children as well. And maybe unfortunately, because we have all the museums, we did not feel how important museums are till we started to see it abroad actually.
Yeah.
So how do you see it right now in Egypt, and how we can improve with our culture to understand the exact meaning of museum, not only a place to display objects, but it is far beyond this?
Yeah, I can tell almost 2 years that we have not such of great number of people came to the museum, but we have a movement of museum engagement, community engagement, because now we have numbers. I follow up the number of visitors of the Egyptian Museum. And we have a lot of workshops inside, museum education workshops, and several kind of training for curator or museum educators, how to deal with the community. And also workshop on revive Egyptian crafts too. So I try to give the message that museum is such a house of education, house of science, house amusement. And people, the feedback, I can tell that they got it. They got it. Not a big numbers, but they got it. And they start to come and they start to engage and start to communicate with us, especially when we put the piece of months. And each museum social media page,
yes.
And we put the 10 objects to let them to choose one of the object piece of months, and they share us, and we're happy with this. So it means that we started, and people also started to see the museum. And when we opened the Egyptian Museum 2 days in the evening for them, we get a lot of people came by the evening. So it means that an Egyptian, one day on Sarah's Day, I remember that I was in museum because Nile TV was there. This is
yes, we had a night. I think that we had a night from the museum. Yes.
And I was around inside the museum with the director and the curators, and we found a family from Mansoura.
Wow.
And the mother of their mother, she said, I don't know, I don't have enough money to get the ticket. I paid for them, but I don't have for me. Do you let me go free? And I told her, from where you are? She said, I'm from Mansoura here. We have a special visit to our family, and we came to see what's inside the museum. And we let the whole family go. We turned back their ticket, and we let them to go free. But I was so happy because the family came from Mansoura, and all of them, it's children and big one and adults, and all of them come and see what's inside the Egyptian Museum. This is something, and this is for me. And also other day, a woman with her 2 kids also. I came from the morning till evening, all the day, and I told her the children not tired yet. She said no, they're happy and move around the galleries, and they love it. So Egyptian has, and I remember since I found the museum education in the Egyptian Museum, a numbers of children, a numbers of adults, they visit the Egyptian Museum. And they have a workshop, they had workshop with me. They love it.
Now, that's interesting because I'm one of the followers voting for the objects of the month and so on. And actually it's interesting because even it's not just the Cairo Museum, I think also in the provinces also it's taking place.
Yes, yes.
Now, what's the latest news about the Grand Egyptian Museum? How is it going so far?
Yeah, they're working hard. And they move a lot of collection now from several places, especially from the Egyptian Museum to the magazine of the Grand Egyptian Museum. And they promised, inshallah, as God willing, that they open the Tutankhamun Gallery by the end of 2017, and the rest 2020.
Yes.
So we will see. Hard work. It's
Actually,
a huge
they are
museum.
impressive over there. I have been there recently, and I'm really impressed by all the team working actually.
Yes.
But as long as you mentioned the children, and talking about the field trips and the school trips that we have to the museums actually, how can we work on this or take benefit of this? Because away from those who are with them from the school or from the teachers, I'm looking that the children, just when they go back home, they go back with something. I'm not in favor of the way the teachers themselves, they are explaining for them.
You're right.
I want to take a benefit of having the child in my house. Maybe I can teach him better or give him something to be back with.
Yes, you're right. First of all, we have 2 parallel ways. Not just museum, sorry, for the children, but the teachers themselves, because the way of teaching in a school is completely different the way of teaching inside the museum. We say dialogue, because our way of interpretation, it's a dialogue, it's a go and forth with a child and even with others, with family. So we need, and this is a lot of work for us, we need to make a several training for the teacher in the schools. They come to us and sit with us and see and teach them how to teach inside the museum, how to interpret the collection, how to put a title for some of the collection, how to sit on the floor in front of one of the artifacts.
We don't have some museum itself who can be a professional in this. Just
we have museum education
to be working.
educator.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
to
but
be
it's a
working.
little number. Yeah, it's not big numbers. I have each museum open or under renovation, under construction. They have special team. We call it museum education department, but numbers, small numbers, because we in museum, because I'm a really hard person, and we have a lot of work inside the museum. So some of the Egyptologists they escaped from the museums. They work on other sites because yeah, it's difficult for them in work hard in museum. So I have a little numbers. I need the big numbers of Egyptology or from Faculty of Archaeology to work in museum, because we need numbers, because we have other work and not just as a museum education or as museum educators.
So you need more employees, so providing
we
job.
have in the Ministry of Antiquities, but we need from Ministry of Antiquities more employees to my museums.
So you need
To
transfer,
Yes.
to transfer some.
Yes.
Now, Doctor, also one of the activities you do things for children and for special needs children. You do activities as well for them. You do for the visually impaired. Would you tell us more about these community service activities?
Yes, we have actually not in all museums, but if some
big
people,
ones.
be blind or deaf or whatever or other disabled, they come. We ask their teacher to come with them. Okay, we have several workshops for them, and especially in Children's Museum, in the Egyptian Museum.
Yes.
Because it's not collection, because we let them to touch. We call it hands-on. And let them to touch, and also sometimes we mix it, ables and disabled together to help each other, and especially for blind too. And we have special workshop for blind people inside, and I have 2 blind educators in the Egyptian Museum, or 3 actually 3, and they help their colleagues or from other schools blind how to interpret the collection, how to touch it. And sometimes we ask them to let them to touch even the real artifacts, especially the ones made of granite or diorite, the hard stones, because this is no problem at all for them to touch it and feel it. But as I told you, we need more to help. And we need also as an institution to come and communicate and coordinate with us and make a cooperation with us to make it more effective and more success.
Yes.
Talking about the marketing campaign you are dreaming of,
Yes,
how are we going to arrange for this?
a professional.
But still you did not select or
Not
find...
yet. Not yet. I still insist. We need professional in that field. Not
But
just
to work
tourists.
abroad and not inside. I'm not talking about locals here. I'm talking about working abroad, putting it on international media, attracting people, putting it as an itinerary on the day tour to Egypt, for example.
Yeah, I know what you mean. We depend on our colleague who travel. Like I was in Germany and I made several lectures there.
You're talking about the travel fairs in general,
Yes,
or?
Yes, to give some lectures there. And also ambassadors, our ambassadors, to invite other Egyptians to give more and more and more. And also, if you have a professional company, they can work inside and outside too, on a matter of abroad or a matter of internal work. And also TV. TV also, it's kind of programs.
That's why I'm asking about the international media.
International media, it's your hand. Not you are going to ask them to come, you give them the material you want to display it on their TVs. This is your hands, not their hands. Also, we have several meetings with some companies, from foreigner companies, and they offer help, and they sit with us and give us some recommendations and some way of working, of marketing. But okay, but I'm Egyptologist, I'm archaeologist, okay? I'm Minister of Egyptology, I'm Minister of Antiquities, not Ministry of Marketing. You know what I mean? So we need the one specialist on this kind of work. We have several companies, Egyptian companies here. So we need, but they need money. And also we have lack of money today. I mean, we don't have enough money to adopt one, but we try, yeah.
Well, we have a lot of things to talk with you about, Dr. Elham, but actually we have to wrap it up for this segment, but we need to talk more because there are so many things to discuss, and you're doing a lot of activities all over the country, and I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Elham Salahuddin, the Director of the Museum Sectors of the Ministry of Antiquities. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.
And we will be going to a quick break, then we'll be back again on Breakfast Show, so stay with us.